A lot of stars, a lot of dignitaries in Las Vegas, where later tonight in this ring will be Frank Bruno and Mike Tyson. And the IBF Middleweight Championship is underway. This bout scheduled for 12.
And you heard Joe Lipsey say he wasn't going to tighten up, he was going to have fun. And it's interesting that he came right out and was the aggressor. He has to establish some respect. Ooh, he got hit with a right hand coming in by Bernard Hopkins. The champion being more careful here, more patient, and letting Lipsey initiate the action here in the first minute of round one.
Bernard Hopkins in the black trunks with the gold tassels. Joe Lipsey in the gold with the red and blue accompanying colors. And again, a look at the southpaw stance. That'll identify Joe Lipsey in a hurry.
Bernard Hopkins' record only has 2 southpaws on it in his entire professional career, and those fights were very brief, and they were not talented southpaws as Joe Lipsey is. But Bernard answers that by saying that I've sparred in the gyms with outstanding southpaws like Robert Hines when he was boxing, and John David Jackson, and I fought with the best of them. I know how to handle a left-hander. This is not going to throw me off balance.
So a good right-hand lead to the body by Bernard Hopkins. Interestingly enough, Alex, something you rarely see, Hopkins lost his first professional fight. Normally, handlers are much more careful in taking their guys along slowly. He lost his first bout, and his only other loss was to Roy Jones Jr., of course, maybe the most talented fighter in the game today.
Yeah, and Bernard Hopkins with his...
Step back, please. Step back.
With the black trunks on, gave by far Roy Jones his toughest fight. Roy won a decision, went the distance. It was about 8-4 in rounds, I thought. But clearly, Roy Jones was not able to dominate or assert himself on Bernard Hopkins.
That fight was back in May of 1993, and Bernard Hopkins refers to it often. He really views that as a fight that gave him a lot of credibility in this division, and of course, he's right.
And he gave him one other thing. He gave him the experience at the championship level in a big, big fight, and he thinks that's a huge edge, and I do too, in this fight with Joe Lipsey. Joe has not had competition at this level with this much at stake. You can see already, Dan, both men have all the punches. They can jab, they can body punch, they can put punches together. There's not been a lot of combination punching yet in this kind of in-between round, not just feeling out, not all out aggression either.
Well, you got a hint as to Hopkins' skills when you saw him throw a combination on the counter punch, falling back into the ropes. That's not an everyday move.
Don't punch. Get back.
Moving inside the final 10 seconds of the first round. Again, this for the IBF Middleweight Championship here from Las Vegas. The fighters meet in the middle here for the beginning of the second round. Both of these guys not overly cautious. Oh, they're a good combination, a good right hand by Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins not wading in as he customarily does. You can see that Joe Lipsey already has his respect.
Fight a smart fight, Bernard. I think he knows right away. Stop punching. You hear the referee say, stop punching. Neither man stopping punching. They're going to hear from him.
And it's a good move by Mitch Halpern.
Let's go. Come on, clean fight. Go.
The referee takes control.
I think Bernard already knows that he can hit Joe Lipsey with the right hand. And it's just a matter of him finding the right openings and picking his spots and not getting hit back.
Good left hand by Lipsey, and he followed it up with another. That was a good right hand by Hopkins. It flipped the chin. That is Shirley Hopkins, the mother of Bernard, sitting here at ringside. And we've talked before how difficult it must be to be a mother and father and watch your son in such a violent sport.
And we talked to Shirley. She's sitting right behind us, Dan. We talked to her before the fight, and I said to her, I think if I was in your position, Shirley, I'd watch this at home or on tape. And she said, no, I have to be here to show him I support him.
Or at least maybe from a distance, Alex, not right at ringside where you can hear the concussion of the blows.
Ooh, another right hand landed.
There's some swelling over the right eye of Bernard Hopkins.
Blocked. That punch is blocked nicely by Joe Lipsey, having his hands up.
You can really see it starting to swell, Alex. The right eye of Bernard Hopkins, it's swelling a great deal. The eyelid itself over the eye.
You see the quality of these two men. These are solid world-class fighters. Shoot the jab, know how to protect himself. Here's the point right here where neither man is going to let the other guy get an advantage on the inside.
Boy, a good left hand by Lipsey gets that little flurry started. Both of them excellent counterpunches.
Joe looks a little bit stunned right there from I don't know, I didn't see the punch, but he did not react well to that punch from Bernard.
It's kind of a sweeping left hand that caught him on the ear. Didn't look like it had a lot on it.
He laid that jab out there. You don't want to leave the jab out like that.
Don't punch. Step back.
Well, the feeling out process, if there was one, has been discarded.
Very tough fight to score. Both men scoring their share and missing their share.
They're working there.
Neither man has established dominance.
Another good right hand by Hopkins. The last one missed. This is the end of the second. This is the start of the third round. Dan Deerdorf, Alex Swallow with you ringside here at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Bernard Hopkins in the black trunks, Joe Lipsey, the challenger, in the gold. And right now, Alex, we saw during that 60 seconds between rounds them working with the end swell on the right eye of Bernard Hopkins.
That's right, and the wear and tear is also showing on Joe Lipsey. He's cut under his upper lip, and they worked on that in his corner in between rounds.
Oh, good digging left hand by Lipsey. Oh, and a solid right hand by Bernard Hopkins. Boy, Lipsey wades in trying to get to the midsection, and he moves into the power range of Hopkins' right hand.
Stop punching. Step back.
Good clipping right hand by Lipsey finds the jaw of Hopkins. There is Joe Lipsey's son, Joe Lipsey III, the 5-year-old here at ringside, watching his dad do his thing. And his father right now fighting very well. And that's Joe Lipsey's wife and the mother of his child, Sandra.
Sandra, come back.
Very even fight, Dan, as we mentioned. I think that Joe Lipsey is working a little bit harder to stay even. And I think that may just be the pressure and the adrenaline of his first title fight.
There has been some outstanding counter-punching here. That last exchange saw Hopkins land one.
Look at the focus of Bernard. Look at his face. He's measuring him. Doesn't know whether he wants to take the lead. And now you can see he was waiting for Lipsey to lead.
Well, there was a good right hand by Hopkins.
They both landed.
Yep.
Bernard coming forward a little bit more.
Step back.
He said to his corner between rounds, Bernard Hopkins did in the black trunks to his back here, he's getting tired.
Powerful right hand by Hopkins. He catches arms, gloves, whatever, boy. You just feel the concussive power.
We should point out, in talking about the fatigue factor with Joe Lipsey on the right, that the first time this fight was scheduled was canceled because he had an asthmatic condition. He does have asthma, and he had a bad reaction to medication. And
it lowered the potassium in his blood.
Whether that has an effect on his endurance or not, we'll just have to watch and talk to him about after the fight, win or lose. Again, Bernard Hopkins with the right hand, dominated.
An outstanding fight in progress here as we come to the end of the third round. Welcome back to Las Vegas. This is the start of the fourth round. And you wonder if these two guys can keep this pace for 12, Alex. They're landing some heavy blows. They're expending a lot of energy.
You just see the benefit, the experience that Bernard Hopkins in the black trunks has had. And getting up for a big event like this, he just seems more relaxed and less fatigued. Seemed to me to take over the fight in that last round, Dan. Whether he can maintain control or not, we'll see.
Well, it seems to be the punch in this fight is the right hand of Bernard Hopkins, and whether or not he brings it to bear or not as a decisive factor, we'll have to wait and see. But it is the punch that when it lands right there, you hear it and you feel it.
one thing's for sure, I really did believe that Bernard would have more trouble adapting to a southpaw, and he is instantly found the key and has fought as though he's facing an orthodox right-handed fighter.
Again, Bernard Hopkins over 3 inches
Good
taller.
straight left there by Joe Lipsey coming in. Down the pipe.
Over 3 inches taller than Lipsey. In fact, he said, we asked him to describe Lipsey. He said, well, he's about the size of my mother. Talking about his height or lack thereof.
Let him up, don't punch, don't punch. Come on, break, don't punch, don't punch.
Just as the referee says don't punch, Bernard Hopkins punches, the referee says last one, which we assume means the next time he does it, he'll lose a point. That's just Bernard Hopkins trying to intimidate a kid. He's coming up trying to take his title away.
Well, Bernard very well aware of the reputation of Philadelphia fighters over the years for their toughness, and he can't talk long enough or loud enough about how proud he is to represent Philadelphia in their illustrious boxing history. A digging right hand by Hopkins.
And a wrestling throw there by Lipsey, throwing Bernard off and trying to land a punch. He's a strong young man, compactly built as you see. You see the width of the shoulders.
Chopping right hand by Hopkins. Oh, and a lethal combination by Hopkins. Both of them landed on the head of Lipsey, and wisely he grabs.
He grabs, and he took those punches. That was a hard combination by a world champion. And Joe Lipsey has to find a way to avoid those punches, but he does prove that he's got a solid chin.
Oh, a right uppercut, and Bernard Hopkins lands and knocks down Joe Lipsey.
It's over.
Mitch Halpern has stopped this fight. This fight is over. You're right. It was a right uppercut by Bernard Hopkins, and that hurt Joe Lipsey badly.
He's talking to Dr. Robert Boy in the ring. He's fully conscious. Dr. Boy, the physician, sitting him up.
Remember, about 30 seconds prior to that, a combination hit Joe Lipsey clean in the head. You could see his reaction slowed, and what an uppercut, Alex.
And Bernard Hopkins goes over to embrace and look and check and make sure that he's okay, and he's talking to him. Bernard talked yesterday. He said, I'm going to try to beat him, but after it, I'm going to embrace.